Hello everybody, welcome back, and I'm TheChornick, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the Alola League Finals. Yes, Ash versus Gladion, the battle is underway. We're just going to go over and talk about the episode so far, how the battle is panning out so far, and what we predict is going to happen in the next one, and so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, post in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about this episode, and your thoughts and feelings about the ending of Alola. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's delve right in. So we already knew that Meltan was evolving to Melmetal. And that whole scene, that whole evolution with all the Meltans coming out of the ocean and joining forces with Ash's Meltan to evolve and grow into a big, huge, Melmetal, that was a really nice scene. I really liked it. I liked how it kind of opened up with Ash's mom and Professor Oak coming in, but they didn't focus too much on that. They went right to the battle pretty much almost immediately after doing all that kind of side stuff. They show Gladion training, and they show Ash's Meltan evolving. They give a little bit of story to it, but that's it. They go right to the battle. And so I really like the way that Melmetal was portrayed, definitely. And even during the battle, we already knew based on the previews that he was going to lose to Silvally, but we were all hoping that he would at least, put up a really good fight. And he did. I mean, obviously, Ash doesn't know too much about Melmetal. I'm actually pretty surprised that he just kind of, he evolved, so I'm gonna use him, in the finals. And so that kind of logic, whatever. But he ended up doing pretty well and got a lot of good major hits into Silvally, and arguably could have won the fight. It's just that Ash was not used to Melmetal and not used to his speed. And Ash is the kind of trainer that likes to, be aggressive and keep up the fight and throw move after move after move. And Melmetal is not that kind of Pokemon. He's really heavy. He weighs a lot. He's pretty slow. Of course, he was fine beginning, but you could see that he was trying to wind up every single attack by moving his body, all that weight around, and it took him a while to wind up those attacks. But Melmetal actually still did a pretty good job and got some pretty major hits in. Gladion just ended up using I believe the Fighting Disc in order to defeat Melmetal. So nonetheless, it's sad to see that, Ash's mythical Pokemon that just evolved to lose, its first battle when he's a Melmetal. But nonetheless, he did put up a good fight. Ash just wasn't used to him. He was aware of the speed, I'm guessing, that Melmetal has an issue with. But nonetheless, then we move on to Pikachu and Silvally, right? They start battling, and Pikachu pretty much takes no damage from Silvally. Like, knocks out Silvally pretty early on. Of course, speed might have been an issue even for Pikachu versus Silvally at first, but Pikachu and Ash, they end up using the Electro Web as like a trampoline, and he uses it to hit a direct, full-powered Iron Tail on freaking Silvally and just insta-kill him, just destroyed him. Like, it was a huge critical hit. That's it. Silvally's out. So Pikachu has not taken really any damage. Of course, he was knocked back a little bit, but he didn't really take any direct damage from Silvally, so he's completely fine and ready to go to take on Zoroark, which we see at the very end of this battle. And so far, the animation's pretty good. If you guys look at the previews for what's happening in the next episode, like that animation looks really nice. They obviously, it's the finals, they're really trying to make it look good. But even in this battle, even the first half, it looks pretty good as it is. Pikachu starts off fighting Zoroark, right? We believe it's Lycanroc at first because, Zoroark has his disguises, right? But then, obviously, once Pikachu lets out a Thunderbolt onto Zoroark, it looked like it did a lot of damage. I mean, his freaking scream, the whole visual effect of it looked beautiful, looked amazing. But yeah, the whole, everybody was just completely surprised that Gladion and, Lycanroc were using Dark-type moves, and they're like, wait a minute, he can't do that. Nonetheless, as we know, it was actually Zoroark, and then Lily kind of realized that, wait a minute, is this who I think it is? And even his mom reacted too, being completely surprised that Gladion had Zoroark in his team, and, they referenced the dad and everything, and the mom was going crazy over it, and, that was to be expected, and I really like that. I really like that. But it looks like in this next episode, this next preview, looks like Pikachu and Zoroark are going completely at it. Looks like it's going to be a fierce battle between the two. And honestly, it looks really hype. It looks like it's going to end up being a tie between the two of them, and then we're going to have the two Lycanrocs battle each other as like the final battle. So Pikachu isn't going to be the last one standing, which I wished would happen. I wish that Ash would finally win with Pikachu, you know, being the one to do it. But nonetheless, Pikachu's still involved in the final battle. But we have both Lycanrocs facing off. Now, I do think that this means that Ash is going to win. Here's a scenario. If his Pikachu and Zoroark, if those two Pokemon tie, right, they take each other out, which is what it looks like, because we didn't see any scenes where Lycanroc is battling Zoroark or Pikachu is battling, you know, Lycanroc. So I'm guessing that Zoroark and Pikachu are gonna take each other out, and then we're gonna have a huge epic battle between the two Lycanrocs. However, my prediction is this: so when the Lycanrocs start battling after, you know, Pikachu and Zoroark knock each other out, I'm gonna guess that they're knocking each other out with the Z moves. Because we already see in the preview that Gladion uses his Z move with Zoroark, okay? So I'm guessing that Ash is going to use Pikachu's, right? And they're going to take each other out that way. That's just my prediction. If not, it's going to happen some other way. But Lycanroc, nonetheless, Lycanroc versus Lycanroc, at least Zoroark and Pikachu will be defeated at some point in this next episode. And then we'll have the two Lycanrocs fight each other. And so that's going to be a really awesome battle. However, I think that Ash's ended up going to win because Lycanroc has not fought yet. Every other Pokemon of Ash's had its shine. I mean, we had Meltan defeat freaking Faba, right? We had Rowlet defeat Hau. We had Torracat do massive amounts of damage against Guzma, but we had a little bit of Pikachu finish off Glossopod, right? And then we also had Pikachu finish off Silvally. So although he wasn't like the main focus, he still had a key role to play and did a lot of damage in not only the Battle Royale, but he also was featured against Guzma, and Pikachu was also featured and defeated, you know, both both aces of both Gladion and Guzma's teams, right, with Glossopod and Silvally. So with that being said, it looks like he's even gonna tie with Zoroark. So Pikachu is represented pretty well. I mean, we all know that Pikachu is Ash's most powerful Pokemon, so it just makes sense why he pretty much never lost a battle in this league, and that's what it looks like. It's gonna end up being that Pikachu. This would be the first league Pikachu never loses a battle in. You know, he just ends up tying against Zoroark by the looks of it. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, we got the Lycanroc versus Lycanroc. So not only has Lycanroc not fought any other time during the league, so this is his moment. He has to, in my opinion, like everyone else had their moment of winning a battle, Lycanroc still hasn't done so, and if Pikachu takes out Zoroark along with it, right, then Lycanroc, this is his moment to shine. He'll take out the other Lycanroc and win the league for Ash. And that's my prediction, obviously, because that's just my reasoning, because Lycanroc has not fought yet at all in the past league and hasn't had his moment yet. And it looks like it's going to be coming down between the two Lycanrocs. And I honestly do think that even Gladion's Lycanroc has had a lot of moments in the league. You know, he took out James, he fought against Kiawe, did a lot of damage to his Turtonator, and defeated his Marowak. So Gladion's Lycanroc has already gotten a lot of shine, right? A lot of show time. But Ash's Lycanroc, no. So I just think that just for those reasons, that also proves and supports that Ash is going to win this battle. So post in the comment section below your guys' thoughts and feelings. Do you think Ash is going to win? We obviously have that news about the upcoming anime. There's some more stuff we got to talk about. There's some interesting images circulating around about what's going to be happening in the next anime and stuff. And it looks like either if Ash truly leaves, then this might be his final, match. I mean, he's been to the finals twice, right? I don't think they're going to have him lose again in the finals. So I think this is where he's going to do it. I think writers learned, or at least are going to make a change, because, they allowed him to get to the finals last season, but now they're actually going to have him win this season. So they show progression, in Ash Ketchum. He doesn't just lose again in the same spot that he did last time. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just, to me, I'm just at this point, just let him win, and move on, And maybe that's a reason why he goes to all these other regions, because maybe he's in some sort of championship league or something where he has to go to all these other regions or something like that. Or maybe he doesn't go to Galar to face in the gym battles because he doesn't have to, so they just have him do all these other adventures in all these other regions and show showcase them. So, oh, and finally, ladies and gentlemen, we also had Torracat near the beginning of this episode. I think might have been a little bit of a hint towards Torracat evolving into Incineroar later on, because we saw the fire in its eyes during the little panel thing where Rotom asked everybody, oh, who's gonna, evolve in this episode? And they showed Meltan, Torracat, freaking Rowlet in his little Desudai costume, and then Pikachu with Ash's hat on. I believe that's what was going on right there, and then obviously at the end of the episode, they were like, if you guessed Meltan, you're right, blah, 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 blah. Well, obviously everybody knew that, but I think the fact that they also showed Torracat, but having like flames in his eyes and stuff, I think that was pretty cool. And I think that might be another hint towards him evolving during the battle with Master Royale. Again, like I said before, it makes way more sense for Ash and Master Royale to have like this full battle being showcased between the two of them. It'd just be a really good feel-good kind of battle. If it's Gladion versus freaking Kukui, that wouldn't feel the same. You know what I mean? It wouldn't feel as great, and it wouldn't make sense story or plot-wise to me. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, with all this evidence backing up and all this, like, what should happen, because Ash finally needs to win a league, I honestly believe that he's going to win this. Let's just pray and hope so. Now, if he doesn't win, I wouldn't be too upset. I mean, Kalos, that has already got my hopes, like, just demolished for the rest of the time. But if he does end up winning, fantastic. If he ends up losing, whatever. You know what I mean? So, anyways, post in the comment section below. I love your faces. Can't wait to see you in the next one. And peace off. Thank you very much.